Welcome to our virtual tree planting demonstration. This video is designed to give you all the information we would normally give in an introductory speech and demonstration at the planting site. This video is general, so watch out for more specific instructions for the event you've signed up for. In this video, we'll be covering information on COVID guidelines, how to plant a tree, tool safety, and then some general safety guidelines. COVID guidelines. Before arriving, you should have received a signed waiver that included COVID instructions on monitoring your symptoms, not coming to an event if you have symptoms or have been exposed to the coronavirus, and other important information. When you arrive at the tree planting, please arrive wearing your mask and follow all directions sent to you by the event coordinators. This event will be designed with CDC and other applicable health recommendations in mind to help prevent large groups gathering and to maintain social distancing practices and a hygienic environment. Please bring as many of your own items as possible: food, snacks, gloves, masks, etc. Some of these items will be provided in case you don't have them, but you can help us maintain social distancing practices and limit our interactions by bringing these kinds of items yourselves.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is obviously dig a hole, and you always want to make sure that your hole's wider than the size of the plant that you're putting in, but you don't ever really want to go too deep. So an easy way to measure if you're deep enough is to take your shovel and turn it upside down, stick it in the hole and estimate about where you're at, and then check that against the size of the plant you're doing. So you don't ever want to be too deep, and it's better to be a little bit higher than it is to be too deep. So this is my assistant Josh, and he's going to show you here how to loosen the tree to get it out of the bucket. So if you lay it on its side and put some weight on it, it loosens it up and it makes it easier for you to pull it out of that bucket when you're ready to plant it. Once you've got it loose, if you get two people, one to hold the bucket and one to pull it out, and you want to grab low on the trunk. You might need to shake and try to pull it out in one piece, and then set it in your hole. Now again, you want to try to have two people to do this part. You want to try to get it as straight as you can, and then have the other person fill the hole in while you hold the tree straight. And at this point, you kind of want to let it go, stand back, take a look at it, make sure it looks straight, looks like a tree should look, and then go ahead and kind of pack that down a little bit, pack the soil around, make sure that it holds in place. Easiest way to do that is to stand up and then just sort of walk around, put some pressure on it, and pack that soil in. Okay, so at this point you can see we're done, the tree's in, we've filled the hole back in, everything looks good. In the event that you're planting somewhere that you don't have irrigation, it's always a good idea to take the excess dirt that you have and kind of build this well, this ring around the tree. That way when it does get some supplemental water or you get rain, it's going to hold that water in on the tree. If you have an irrigation system, you don't need to build this ring, only if you don't. But other than that, the tree looks good, and we're done.
The various tools that might be available to you during a tree planting include a shovel, spade or square, post hole digger, post driver, rake, digging bar, pliers, small hand gardening tools. Remember when carrying tools to keep an eye on your surroundings to avoid collisions and keep the blade of the tool facing down and in front of you. Always use the tools as directed and ask for assistance if you have questions. Different tools may be used for different purposes, depending on the digging conditions. A spade shovel is generally used for starting a hole and filling a hole back in after the tree is planted. A square shovel or post hole digger can be useful for digging out the hole and helping you get depth. A digging bar can help you break up hard ground. Anytime you're doing physical labor outside, there are a few things to keep in mind. Wear sunscreen and protective clothing, long pants, long sleeves, hats, and gloves. Also wear your mask. Make sure to follow all safety directions on site. Take breaks when you need and make sure you give yourself a break before you get too hot. Make sure you are hydrated and drink plenty of water while you are working, and ask for help if you need it. If you have any questions about this information in connection with your specific event, please reach out to the contact person for that event. Thank you for your willingness to volunteer with us in your community, and we appreciate you and can't wait to see the finished projects we will do together from a safe distance. Thank you at Arizona Sustainability Alliance Urban Forestry Department.